What's up, everybody? It's the Why We Love Horror Watchalong show. We do the whole thing now. It's a new year. We're doing new challenges. I don't know if you guys have heard me say it on the other 100 videos, but our main thing is this. It's the third annual Why We Love Horror Challenge from 2026. You can pause, go to that QR code, because that's what myself, John Maher, and Aaron Brooks are talking about today to start with. But Aaron, how you doing?
I'm good. It's a new year, a new challenge. This challenge should be called an easy because it's not hard to get through these 52 movies. But I am excited about this year's challenge. Particularly, I feel like we're going a little bit deeper, you and I, with these with some of these categories. So, and by design of some of the prompts as well that each of us chose. So I'm excited to talk about some movies from last year that made the Horrorville list.
Yeah, we always start with the Horrorville list. The people over at Horrorville who should hire us always curate great lists. So the 2025 list, as we're talking about today. So basically, we picked movies that we hadn't seen yet. And it's good because they get to see a lot of movies from around the world, a lot of movies that are festival releases. So throughout the course of 2026, usually a lot of the better movies become available. Like I watched The Plague video coming soon, which I think is now off the list. It'll probably show up on the 2026 list. So they also make alterations for us, the fans. But we both watched movies that definitely came out last year. So I'll go first because my movie is technically a 2024 festival release because it was released in a festival in Ireland, the country of its creation. It's a movie Aaron's already seen. It's called Fiorella. And I liked it a lot. I am, like I said in my review on Letterboxd, I am biased. I am Irish. I love Irish horror. This actually has the distinction that I'd say over 80%, maybe over 90% of the movie, they are speaking Irish. Like they are not speaking English. There's very little English in the movie. And it's like, it is a folk horror movie, like through and through. It's a folk horror movie to the point where it feels like a mosaic of other folk horror movies. Like it feels like The Wicker Man. It feels like Midsommar. It feels like a bunch of other movies, which is kind of like my only complaint about it. My only complaint about it is I wish it was its own movie more because there was a lot of stuff happening that was, very unique, but they kind of the delivery system was folk horror tropes we've seen before.
It was familiar. I mean, I didn't feel that way really with it. I can see you feeling that way looking at it now, but I really like this one. I like that they spoke Irish and Gaelic. I think that's like really well done. I think the slow burn of it all is just kind of the nature of a folk horror in general. Like they're not, other than Apostle, they're not like balls to the walls the entire time.
Right.
All the time. Apostle movie, go watch that.
All told, though, like the characters are strong. Like the horror is strong. There's everything about the movie is strong. It's just not. I wanted it to be like 100% original. I did land on. It's a 4-star movie for me for Waka. And I would encourage that if you're a folk horror person, if like you think like Midsommar is the shit, you're gonna like this movie.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I think I had it at 4 as well, if I remember. Yeah, so you mentioned the alterations to the list. My movie, actually, Hysteria, which, came out. I'm not going to even try to, go with the full director's name, but Mehmet, very good. Mehmet Akif Buyakalian. The last name I kind of butchered a little bit, but either way, Mehmet Akif, very good director. This movie is very good. I think Horrorville must have adjusted their list and taken it off it because when I went back to the Horrorville list, it wasn't there. So I know it was at a certain point, but either way, Hysteria is about a movie that a film shoot being done and a Quran ends up being thrown in and onto the set basically, or being on the set unknown, and it ends up the set ends up burning and the Quran gets burned, and some things go down, and it's basically about the turmoil of this film crew as it's happening. in Iran. So like it was a huge controversy. White director as well, who's like the assistant director. Her name to Leaf. She's played very well by Devrim Linganu. No familiar faces in the movie, but it ends up being more of like almost like a political horror movie in a lot of ways, just because it's like it's just like the downfall of like the set and all the bad things that start happening to people on the set. But it's definitely not a high action movie. It's much more of a political, religious horror thematic horror. So don't go into it expecting a high pace, but it's a really just a good movie. I'd recommend to people overall. And to just cover this challenging case, and I give it 4 stars, by the way. So yeah, I really did like this movie. It's well done. And to cover my bases, I also did watch Luc Besson's Dracula, which was just a remake of Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula with Caleb Landry Jones. So 3 stars for that, just really quick. But yeah, Hysteria, I would highly recommend. And I don't know where it went off on the Horrorville list, but I know I got it off that list. It's not there anymore. So
yeah, the Plague was also on that list. The Plague was like number 3 on that list, and then it's just vanished. So I guess usually what that means is like somebody's probably picked it up, and it will be released at least in a limited release in America this year, and then it'll resurface in the 2026 list. Or the second possibility is that it dropped off the list, which I don't know. I don't work for Horrorville,
but either way, that's covering both of those. But John, what else do we have?
Well, we also for the year, every year I give myself a challenge. I give myself what's called the John's self-imposed horror challenge. I figure out like a theme and I go for it. This year for my theme, basically Aaron's joining me, but we just gave each other lists. So I will show everybody those lists because I'm making QR codes as we speak. If you want to see what my list looks like, that's my list, 100 movies I'm going to watch this year that Aaron hand curated for me. And then Aaron's list, you could pause here, is there 100 movies I curated for Aaron. So we both decided, last year I did a reverse chronological list of like trying to watch the top 12 movies of each year that I hadn't seen. And it took me all the way back to the 1970 because I've seen a lot of movies. But now Aaron and I are both starting in the 20s. I watched, I think, 2 movies this week. Aaron watched 3 movies this week. So we're going to run over what we've watched. So I'll go first. I think, no, you know what? You have the earliest movie. I believe you have the oldest movie. So let you go.
Wonderful. Yeah, so I got the 3 movies from, I believe, 3 different countries. I started with Destiny by Fritz Lang from 1921. Yeah, this movie was nuts. Der Mood Tod. It's 3 stories of basically 3 stories told by death, who like abducts somebody and tells these stories of like similar circumstances to a person who's ended up being abducted, revolving around love, romance, and death, love and grief. Which it was interesting because I had watched like 2 movies in a row with this theme kind of covering it. So it was just kind of an interesting timing with this. But yeah, really good. Fritz Lang can make a good picture. This is like one of those 1920s movies that I'm like, how did they ever make this movie? Especially back then, people must have just freaked out when they saw this. And the themes maintained today.
What did you rate Destiny or Demuta Toad?
So I gave Destiny, I believe, a 4. So yeah, no, I like this one quite a bit. I would recommend it to anybody. It's a 90-minute movie. 3.5. I actually gave it. Sorry, 3.5.
Right, well, you gave it a 3.5. I gave it a 4. Because the good thing about these lists is I've seen every movie on your list and you've seen every movie on my list. I gave Destiny a 4. It has the distinction on Wikipedia of being the very first movie that is credited as being a horror anthology. So if you love Creepshow and you love Tales from the Crypt and all those, VHS, thank Fritz Lang because he thought of the idea first.
That's good. Yeah, it's a really good anthology.
Yeah. My first movie comes next in chronological order. I had never seen the original. Well, I don't know if it's the original, but it's definitely the original as far as I think horror fans are concerned. 1925 is The Phantom of the Opera. Lon Chaney Jr.'s The Phantom of the Opera. Or is it Lon Chaney? One or the other. It's one of those dudes. It's one of the Cheneys. He's there. It's this one. And honestly, it is. I mean, I know the Phantom of the Opera. I've seen the modern Phantom of the Opera, the Emmy Rossum Phantom of the Opera, and I'm extremely familiar with the stories, and there's no surprises here for me. I knew exactly what was going to happen. I just hadn't seen this movie, but I do think all the stuff that makes it iconic is iconic. I think keep clicking that. I think the scene where his mask is ripped off and you see his face is absolutely iconic for all the right reasons, and then. I didn't realize, like, I guess I kind of knew what happened, but I didn't realize, like, the ending of the movie is just so abrupt where they just, like, catch up to him and kick the shit out of him and throw him in the river and the movie just ends. So it's like a giallo. It has a giallo ending. Yeah. I respect the shit out of this movie. I wound up as a 4 out of 5 for me.
Yeah. I was also at 4. I really did enjoy this movie. I feel like it's paced, like, perfectly well. And again, yeah, Lon Chaney, iconic.
Yeah, and it's 107 minutes. It's longer than like your normal, horror. It's longer than like your 90-minute movies that you love to see today. It's hour 47 minutes. It doesn't feel like an hour 47 minutes. It flies, and it's a silent movie, and it still flies. Yeah, It's really good.
Yep, really, I agreed.
Yeah, moving on to your second movie.
Yep, and we're going to Japan with A Page of Madness by Tanosuke Kinugasa. This is just incredibly my shit. It's just in hallucinatory transitions, images over images, crazy, just wandering tracking shots, really cool lighting with the black and white. A man, he takes a job in an asylum and he ends up going insane, basically. This movie's just, I don't know what more to say about it. It was on its way to being 5 stars for me. I had to be a little bit objective for some reason, and I gave it 4, but I really did love this movie.
I'm also at a 4 for A Page of Madness, and nowadays, the movie I watched for our challenge is also like a mental health horror movie. This is probably the first like legitimate like mental health horror movie. It's like you could make the argument that like representing people who suffer with mental illness as being scary is stigmatizing, but it was the 20s and people hadn't said that yet. So you get movies like this, and it doesn't mean it's not well done. It is well done. Like and he's searching, I think, for his wife who has been institutionalized, and in the process, the search for her, the place drives him mad, which I imagine could happen.
I agree. Yeah, no, I didn't have it. My sensibilities were not offended at all. It's a good movie.
Yeah. Then you're still earlier than my second movie. So your final movie.
And the final movie is Paul Lenny's classic, The Man Who Laughs. This movie was really, really good. It's probably the one I appreciate a lot, but didn't enjoy as much, if I'm being honest. I did feel the length. It's 110 minutes. And there's a lot that's covered, and I also feel like they could have covered it a little more efficiently, and some of the points really felt a little bit repetitive that are covered early on with him. But regardless, the performance is fantastic. It's just like an iconic how Conrad Viet just is able to hold that pose yet express so much emotion still at the same point. Mary Philbin, I just didn't think it was close between her and the other gal. But yeah, D for life. But yeah, it's good, but not my favorite. And to me, I just feel like the score especially really got to me and how long this movie is. But there's some other cool things done with the voices at times that's really interesting, and I appreciate, I respect it. So 3.5.
3.5. And again, I was also, I think we mentioned before we went on there, I'm at a 4 with Man Who Laughs, but it is like you can't deny that this is the Joker.
Yeah.
Like on some level, like the modern Joker that we know is this character for sure. So watch it if you're a completionist.
Yeah, it's a lot of foundational horror for me this week with my early 20s.
And then we jump all the way up to 1940 for my second movie. You don't see Vincent Price as he is the Invisible Man. You see him as the Invisible Man, and then you get to actually see a very young Vincent. I mean, he's in his late 20s. Very young Vincent Price at the end of the movie when he becomes visible again. This was like not. It's tonally very different from where the original Invisible Man was just like absolute chaos. Like, you know, he's evil. He's just causing destruction everywhere he goes. This one is more the man who is the Invisible Man knows what happened in the original. It's a clear sequel. He knows what happens. He knows the serum will turn you insane. And it's kind of like his struggle against not going insane before he clears his name of the murder he was wrongly accused of. So it's like The Fugitive, but the Invisible Man.
Yeah. No, yeah. Basically, like I was surprised by this one. I really liked it, so I was happy to include it on the list for you.
I was at 3.5 on this, just because I forget exactly why I said it was. Let me read my review here. What did you rate it?
So I believe I gave it a 3.5.
All right.
As well, or I give it a 3 actually.
Regular 3, all right.
Yeah. So I mean, like, it was Vincent Price that, you know, held on to it, but like it, you know, and I did appreciate it differentiating itself from the original, but yeah, it was solid. It was fun.
Yeah, the original Invisible Man is like probably unbeatable just with the way it's carried out, and a lot of the effects in this movie. If you've seen the Invisible Man, it's the same exact effects. Yes. So it's like they don't reinvent the wheel. So it's diminishing returns, but it's still good. I would never say it's bad.
Yeah.
One more time, just to go over all the challenges. This is the Why We Love Horror Letterboxd challenge. We're doing, you know, at least one movie a week all year. Abby might join us sometime. We'll see.
Yeah. And by the way, Abby watched Rabbit Trap this week. She found it fine. Gave it 2.
All right. 2 stars.
Yeah, she was
okay.
It was not her shit.
Not a ringing endorsement.
To tell, but I'm gonna watch it because I have a feeling it's gonna be my shit.
All right. Then my 100 films for the year there. Aaron's 100 films for the year there. If you made this far in the video, like, comment, subscribe, share, go to the Facebook group at Why We Love Horror. I already showed you all the Letterboxd challenges. For myself, John Maher, for Aaron Brooks, this has been the Why We Love Horror Watch Along show. We'll see you next week. Here comes that schedule.